Hey guys, good morning. It is the Jackie Jackson, and I am so excited to be with you guys this morning on this Tax D Tuesday. Ooh, ooh, Tax D Tuesday. You thought I forgot about you, did you? Well, I did not. Okay, so it's Tax D Tuesday, and you are watching the Jackie Jackson, real estate coach and investor and nationwide tax deed and tax lien investor. All right. So I teach my students how to successfully and profitably participate in the tax lien and tax deed auctions all across the United States, right? So that's 3,141 different counties all across the United States. All right. So that's a plethora of opportunity that is waiting for you. All right. So on today's Tax Deed Tuesday, all right, I won't delay because I know you guys are either, taking your kids to school, getting ready for work. You might be even like tagging this post right here so you can come back and watch it sometime in the future. And I just want to make sure that I give you all the information right up front so that you can have all of it and just kind of like, I guess, research it later. All right. So today we're going to talk about redemption periods. What's a redemption period? Oh my God. Like, what does that got to do with anything, Jackie? So redemption periods are kind of interesting. All right. So just like the word sounds, the root of the word is redeem, right? So when you are a regular, consumer and you're out and about doing your daily stuff and you have an opportunity to redeem, whether it is a coupon, whether it is a discount, or whether it is like a new product or something like that, it's basically acquiring something, isn't it? Like to redeem. So when it comes on to tax liens and tax deeds, redemption periods is the total amount of time that a property owner has in order for them to pay whatever their debt is, pay whatever their debt is. And the debt most times is going to be their real estate property taxes. Okay. So the redemption period in the context of tax liens and tax deeds, it's the time period that the property owner has to pay their delinquent property taxes for their property, all right, in order to get their property off the list. Get their property off the naughty list, if you will. Get them off of the naughty list. All right. So for example, when it comes on to foreclosures, all right, so we all know kind of, what that is, right? Foreclosure, that means that a borrower has defaulted on their payment commitment to their financial institution that they borrowed money from. Well, there also is something called a redemption period for foreclosures as well. That's the total amount of time that a borrower has to pay back the money that they owe if they are delinquent on their mortgage payments, so that they can get their property back. Well, in the context of tax liens and tax deeds, there's redemption periods that you really want to pay attention to as well, too. So if you are a tax lien investor and you have interest in being a tax lien investor, one of the things that you want to make sure that you are well versed in is what is the redemption period for the tax lien for the property owner. So with a tax lien, you don't get the property. If you are a tax lien investor, what you are actually going to receive is a rate of return for the monies that you have paid on behalf of that property owner for that specific delinquent tax year, real estate tax year. You will receive a rate of return. All right. And that rate of return is determined by the state. Every state is different. In the state of Florida, it's up to 18%. Other states, it's actually higher. And in other states, it's lower. All right. So you just got to know. So in the state of Florida, the redemption period for tax lien certificates is 2 whole years. That's what, 2 whole years. All right. 24 months. So what does that mean to you, the tax lien investor? You have up, well, not you specifically, but the property owner that you pay the taxes on or for on behalf of whatever, they have up to 2 years to pay you back. All right. So that's the redemption period for the tax lien certificates, redemption period for the tax lien certificate. So if you are a tax lien investor, you want to know what that redemption period is for that property owner. How much time do they have to pay you back, or so you can advance to like the next step. All right. So, for example, in the state of Florida, if the property owner does not redeem their tax lien certificate, that's what you got a lien on their property because you paid their taxes for them when they didn't pay their taxes for that specific tax year. So, if the redemption period exhausts itself, like it expires, the whole 24 months goes by and the property owner does not pay you back, now you, under Florida state law, state statute 197, you have the right to enforce your tax lien certificate by applying for a tax deed application with the tax collector. All right. And that initiates the process for you, the tax lien investor, being eligible to have the county foreclose on that property owner for the delinquent taxes. How cool is that, right? And then what would happen is you get the opportunity to actually get the property this time around, all right? So redemption periods are really, really important because it is a timeline, a window where you can expect the property owner to have that they have the amount of time for them to redeem. And if they don't redeem within that time, then another process is available to you as a tax lien certificate investor. Fair enough? All right, cool. So are there redemption periods for tax deeds? So the answer is yes. So some states have redemption periods for both tax liens as well as tax deed issuance. How interesting, right? So what does that really mean? So a tax deed is a conveyance or a transfer of ownership of some type, right? Because there's different types of deeds. So a tax deed is a transfer of ownership by the government, usually the county, because they're the one that is implementing the foreclosure or the tax foreclosure sale process. And whoever is the highest bidder, the participant in that auction, will be issued a tax deed, will be issued a deed to the property that they had bid on for the delinquent taxes. Okay, so in some states, there is an additional redemption period that property owners may have access to where they can even redeem that deed and get their property back. You'd be like, oh my gosh. So I went to the auction, I bid, I won, and then they came back and was like, oh, I got the money, I want my property back. You know what? Yeah. That's a thing. That's a real thing. So it behooves you to understand the redemption periods for the state that you choose to invest in. It's very, very important. So in the state of Florida, and I'm going to preface the state of Florida because I do a lot of investing in the state of Florida. However, I do invest in outside of the state of Florida in other states as well too. And what I'm looking for is redemption period. I'm always reading what the redemption period is because as a real estate investor, I want to know what risks are available to me. All right. So in the state of Florida, after a tax deed is issued and it's like recorded, all of that cool stuff, it's struck you. The investor, the high bidder has paid their money. All right. Because that's pretty much how it goes. After they've actually paid their money, not necessarily when the deed is recorded. In other states, it has to be recorded, but in the state of Florida, it doesn't have to be recorded. It just has to be struck. Like, you know, like you watch like Judge Judy and she like hits her gavel, like it's done and you've paid and you're good. All right. That ends the redemption period of the state of Florida for the tax deed. So that's why I love investing in Florida, and other states are like this as well too, where after the tax deed auction is complete and the high bidder has paid, there's no additional redemption period. That means that the property owner cannot come back and say, hey, I finally came up with the money and I want to clear of all of my debts on this property. I want to clear my real estate delinquent taxes so I can redeem and take back ownership of my property. All right. So Keys to success with tax lien and tax deed investing when it comes on to redemption periods. Just make sure you understand the totality of the redemption period. Whether you are a tax lien investor, you want to understand how much time the property owner has that they can redeem their lien from you. Okay, so you want to know that. In addition, if you are a tax deed investor where you're interested in actually getting the property, not so much like a rate of return, you also want to know if in the state that you are investing in, after you are issued that tax deed, is there an additional redemption period where the property owner can still come up with the sum total of everything that they owe in addition, like what you paid for. Some states are like, okay, well, if the investor paid X amount for the property at the auction, then that property owner not only has to pay their delinquent taxes, but they also have to pay the total amount that the investor paid at the auction. So the investor literally is like reimbursed, if you will. All right. So don't get too scared. You know, you're not necessarily going to lose your money or anything like that. It's just that you were counting on getting the property, right? Anyway. So you want to make sure that you understand the redemption period even after the auction has been completed. All right, so I'm just going to give some quick shout outs to everyone that's online with me right now. So happy Tuesday, everyone. It's Tax Deed Tuesday, and what we're discussing today is what is a redemption period when it comes on to tax liens and tax deeds. So I'm going to shout out. Let's see who's on right now. Let's see. All right, so shout out to Trayvon. How you doing? Shout out to Bryant, Natasha, and Nina. Brian says, hey, queen, what's going on? Natasha says, hey, sis. Thank you so much for your support. Nina says, good morning, sister. Well, good morning to you, Miss Nina. James is on. Thank you so much. Andrea is on. Elishiva is on. What's up, girl? How are you? Keith is on. Let's see who else is on. Miss Melva is on. How are you? David's on. And let's see. Nina says, great breakdown on the redemption period information. You're welcome. All right. And Rose is on. Hey, Rose. How are you doing? Rose is one of my coaching students. I love her so much. She's doing big things. And Joan is on. So thank you, everybody. Trayvon says, hey, girl, what's up? Thank you, everyone, for watching. Spread the love. Don't forget to share, like, comment. Let me know what you think about this Tax Deed Tuesday. And if you have any questions, I will be available and I will be responding to each of you throughout the day. All right. So if you have any friends, family, colleagues that are interested in investing in real estate and they're looking for someone to actively hold their hand through that process and teach them so that they can be well versed in making decisions, good deal, bad deal, whatever that looks like for them, tell them to hit me up. All right. Go to thejackyjackson.com. I'm going to put my website in the chat right here so they can always schedule a free strategy session with me. And I would love to talk to them and share with them what that looks like, what that opportunity looks like. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great day. I will talk to y'all soon. All right. Bye.